Jeffrey Dahmer is a bad person. Okay? What he did was wrong and it should not be looked at as good. However, don't you feel for him when you watch the show? I've only seen 2 episodes of the new Netflix series, but from what I've seen and heard, they try to make you feel or at least understand the person that was Jeffrey Dahmer and why he did what he did. And apparently, people don't like that. They say that it's romanticizing serial killers. You shouldn't paint him in that light. The victims' families might get re-traumatized because they were not consulted about the series, and questioning that needs yet more entertainment media digging up their trauma. Kids are apparently idolizing Jeffrey Dahmer after seeing the show now. Showing his backstory in the show and how his fucked up family kind of made the person he is today. Now he was a loser and sad, and it makes you feel, but people don't want that. They want you to only see him as a monster. But my argument to those people is, what if he's a human? Humans aren't one-dimensional. He's not just straight evil and that's it. Maybe Jeffrey liked puppies or some shit. I don't know. But they gotta show that. Otherwise, his family may feel that they were not consulted about the series and questioning the need for yet more entertainment media digging up their trauma. You know what I'm saying? I don't think humans should be dehumanized to the point where they're looked at as just characters. Because they're not. They're humans, just like us. We're all humans. And that's the problem with this argument, that they only want to see, or they only want to show Jeffrey Dahmer as a monster. I feel like people just don't treat others as human anymore, especially in this new online world. Someone could be having a mental breakdown on the brink of fucking killing themselves, and the first thing somebody would do is pull out their phones and record them like a zoo animal. I just heard about this Try Guys drama. Quick summary: this guy's like Chance the Rapper. He loves his wife. You know what I'm saying? He ended up cheating on her. Thus, he's no longer a Try Guy. I must imagine how heartbreaking that is for him. But everybody else is just laughing at him. Why do we do this? You know why? We separate ourselves from these celebrities, from these families. No. We separate ourselves from these celebrities and public figures and politicians because we believe they're all evil and fuck them for being rich while we're poor. So whenever they do something bad, whenever anything happens bad to them, we're already separated from them, so it's so easy to just not feel anything and hate or laugh.
You think that paparazzis are giving you proper respect now? Since you're a superstar and everything?
It's not about being a superstar, it's about being a human being.
Cool.
You know, and I really appreciate that. I mean, one of these guys here was saying like some bullshit earlier, like you're supposed to respect doctors. Now you gotta respect human beings, it's all good.
Whereas whenever they do something good, which they rarely do, it's always someone that has something to say about them. I still haven't seen a single person praise the Little Mermaid remake. It's always one of these 3 answers.
She's black! She's black! No! I don't care that she's black. I just hate these live-action remakes, man. Just like, make something... Wow, it took this long for a black princess, and it had to be a lazy remake.
I actually agree with numbers 2 and 3, but I can see how a little black girl would feel empowered by watching the movie. So I'm just happy that they're happy. You saw how I did that? You saw how I could acknowledge both the positive and the negative and just be happy for the positive? Remember that Ted Bundy movie with Zac Efron? Remember when he was in jail and he was talking to her from behind the glass and she pulled up that picture of the little girl and she was like, do you remember her name? Do you remember her face? What's her name? What did you do to her? Like, do you remember this face? What did you do to her? And she was like holding back tears, like trying not to break down. She was breaking down and he just couldn't answer because he didn't want to break her even more. He loved her so much. He knew what he did to her. But he just couldn't tell his girl that because he loved her so much. Isn't that heartbreaking? Isn't that a little powerful? Yes, I understand he's a bad guy. Fuck him, boo. But that movie was so good though. It makes you feel for him. Isn't it just a little interesting to see how humans, me and you, can turn out like that? For the people that think this show was gonna make kid murderers just because of a few 13-year-old emos on Tumblr romanticizing him, how about we just ban everything? Because everyone can take the wrong things from anything. Bro, I have a fucking video in my watch later called The Rick and Morty Killer. Or The Rick and Morty Murderer. What if Netflix made a Rick and Morty movie about that murderer nigga? And then kids might get the wrong idea. Look at Rick Sanchez and just start killing people. Should we just ban that too? I'm not gonna keep doing that. Let's ban GTA. Let's ban rock music. Let's ban all the shit. Like ban rap. Like stop. Don't do that. People are gonna fall in love with anything, bro. It's just the parents' job to teach them right from wrong, or teach them or skew them in the right direction. Like even Gigi Allen had fans. Gigi Allen was a monster. He was born August 29th, 1956 as Jesus Christ Allen. He was given this name because his father told his wife that Jesus Christ had visited him and told him that his newborn son would be a great man in the vein of the Messiah. His father was crazy. Allen's family lived in a log cabin with no running water or electricity. His father was an abusive religious fanatic who threatened his family with death, digging graves in their cellar to threaten to fill them up in the near future. He despised pleasure and allowed his family very little contact with others. They lived a primitive existence and were more like prisoners than a family. Allen also stated that his mother attempted to escape before she filed for divorce, but Merle Sr., his father, thwarted the attempt by killing. Enough with this backstory. This nigga was a monster. He would beat up his fans, shit on the stage, then roll around in it, beat himself in the head with a mic, then rub the blood all over himself. Then he would perform butt-ass naked and touch his shit and stick things up his assaults, destruction of property. He went on some daytime television show and said,
how many of you can, at 35 years old, sleep with 16, 12, 13-year-old girls and boys and animals? Hey, this is the life. I got it all, and I got your kids.
Bad guy, right? Right, we can all agree on that. Bad guy. But he's very interesting, and his music is not bad. I get that he's a bad guy, but the art that came with him is really cool. And I get that Jeffrey Dahmer is a bad guy, but the art that came from him is really cool. Actually, that doesn't sound right. Actually, never mind. No, it's all jumbled up. Maybe it's supposed to be jumbled up and confusing. Maybe I'm not supposed to spell out how you should feel about Jeffrey Dahmer or Gigi Allen. Maybe you're just supposed to consume the content and assess both the positive and the negative and come up with your own conclusion. You're gonna accept that there are hardcore Gigi Allen fans. You just gotta accept that there are 13-year-olds who are in love with the Columbine shooters.
My number one idol is Eric Harris. I think I just see myself in.
You just gotta accept that there's negatives in the world, but there's also positives. And just be happy for the positives. At the end of the day, stop separating yourself from these people. They're not characters, they're humans just like me and you. They're us. This is all us. Jeffrey Dahmer is us. It's us. Bye.